You never walk alone. But what happens when two brothers in arms, one just returned from duty, the other waiting with a voice full of love, stand face to face under a banner glowing with fan-made hope? Is this the moment ARMY has waited nearly 2 years to witness? Was the legendary Spring Day really sung live at the military gates? And why did fans say it felt like time stood still when Jin opened his mouth to sing? It's June 10th, 2025. The sky above Chuncheon Base breaks open, not with rain, but with cheers and tears. As the final seconds of Taehyung's military service ticked down, no one expected what happened next. Jin, dressed in simple civilian clothes, appeared at the base gate, his eyes scanning the crowd, not for cameras, not for glory, but for his beloved younger brother. But it wasn't just his presence that set hearts racing, it was what he carried, what he did, and most of all, what he sang. In a scene that felt more like a dream than reality, Jin stepped forward as Taehyung emerged from the gate, his uniform freshly pressed, his sergeant badge shining. The two locked eyes, neither of them speaking for a long second. Cameras clicked, fans wept, reporters stood frozen. Then came the moment that no one was prepared for. Jin opened his arms and embraced Taehyung, whispering something only they could hear. Seconds later, under the towering purple ribbons of the #WelcomeBackTaehyung project, Jin began to hum. It was soft at first, fragile even, but then came the unmistakable lyrics of Spring Day. I miss you. Saying this makes me miss you even more. The words carried across the crowd like a wave of memory. This wasn't just a song, it was a declaration, a reunion, a reminder. And as soon as Taehyung realized what was happening, he joined in, his voice slightly trembling but unmistakably rich and soulful. It was unrehearsed, imperfect, raw, and that's what made it perfect. Was this their gift to ARMY? A spontaneous reunion serenade that needed no stage? Fans watching the livestream couldn't contain their emotions. Comments flooded in from every time zone. Is this real? Are they really singing Spring Day together right now? I can't stop crying. This is the most BTS moment ever. They didn't just show up, they brought our hearts with them. The banner fluttering behind them, one of over 70 placed around the base by global fans, read in bold, "Welcome back Taehyung, we waited in spring." A direct reference to the song that had, over the years, become the anthem of longing and reunion for BTS and their fandom. But did anyone expect that the very song used to comfort millions would be sung live, a cappella, unannounced, by the two members whose bond has always been quietly profound? Even Korean media, known for their measured reporting, described the moment as legendary, emotionally disarming, and the highlight of 2025's Hallyu wave. Earlier that morning, insiders reported that Jin arrived not just with open arms, but carrying a small, carefully sealed wooden box. Many speculated its contents. Was it a trophy? A medal? But it was Taehyung's own reaction that revealed the truth. As Taehyung opened the box at the base's courtyard, his hands visibly shook. Inside were photos, grainy, cherished images from their early debut days, a faded trainee ID, a letter, a bracelet they once made for each other during the Bon Voyage filming, and at the bottom, an old microphone grip cover from their Wings tour days. "Hung, you kept all of this?" Taehyung was heard whispering. Jin nodded. For this day, for our Spring Day. The box, later dubbed by fans as the Bangtan Time Capsule, is already being requested for display at the Hive Museum. But it's what happened after that truly broke the internet. As the song ended, the silence that followed was almost spiritual. No one spoke, no one clapped, they simply let the moment breathe. Then, as this on cue, the crowd of gathered armies, many of whom had camped out overnight with their purple ribbon posters, began singing the chorus back to them. Thousands of voices, one harmony, one emotion. The morning will come again. Fans held hands, some kneeled, some sobbed openly. It was no longer just a homecoming, it was a concert of the soul. Who could have predicted that such a stripped-down moment would hit harder than any stadium performance? Military officials were reportedly moved by the level of public love shown to Taehyung. One commander even commented, "In all my years, I've never seen a farewell like this. This army sings back in unison. Welcome back, V." Why did Jin choose that song? Why not Epiphany or The Astronaut, his solo? The answer may lie in the lyrics. Spring Day has always symbolized longing, reunion, and emotional endurance. First released in 2017, the song is widely regarded as a tribute to loss, healing, and hope. In military service, where days bleed into each other and the concept of time stretches painfully, Spring Day remains a lighthouse for fans and for the boys themselves. Jin once called it the most BTS song we've ever made. By singing it with Taehyung, not after, not in a studio, but right there at the gate, Jin gave it a new meaning. He gave ARMY what they didn't know they needed. Taehyung, fresh from his service as a decorated sergeant and special forces warrior, smiled as he left the base grounds. But before heading to his car, he turned to the crowd and simply said, "I'll be back soon, with music, with the others." Jin stood behind him, nodding. And just like that, 1,000 theories were born. Is an OT7 comeback finally coming? Was this performance a secret teaser? Did that moment mark the beginning of a new BTS era? As dusk fell, fans remained gathered, holding candles, phones, and each other. Taehyung's banners continued to wave gently in the wind, lit by soft purple lights placed by fans. A few chanted softly, "Bogo Shipta, Bogo Shipta." Translation, "I miss you, I miss you." A chant for the past, a promise for the future. Because this isn't the end. It never was. Jin and Taehyung's spontaneous duet wasn't just a reunion, it was a signal flare. Something is coming, the voices are returning, and when they do, the world won't just hear them, they'll feel them. So we ask you, one more time, are you ready to hear Spring Day, not as a memory, but as a beginning? Because after today, one thing is clear. BTS isn't just ACK, they never really left. But what if we told you this was only the first verse of something even bigger? Just hours after Jin and Taehyung's emotional Spring Day duet stunned fans at the gate, whispers began echoing across the fandom. Whispers of a private studio session, whispers of a 7-member group chat lighting up again, and most shockingly, whispers that Spring Day was not a one-time moment, but the first live key to unlock something BTS has kept hidden for over 2 years. Could that reunion song be a breadcrumb for an OT7 comeback? Was it rehearsed in silence, protected behind military protocols and distance, only to explode when the moment felt right? And what else did Jin whisper to Taehyung just before that first note escaped his lips? Fans who analyzed the video frame by frame noticed something odd. Just before singing, Jin and Taehyung subtly looked down at their hands, each gripping a small slip of paper, barely visible, easily missed. Zoomed-in photos show identical creases, the edges torn like a page split in two. What was written on them? Fans theorize it was a lyric, or maybe a date. One popular theory suggests Jin had kept half of a lyric scribbled years ago during a songwriting camp in Busan. Taehyung had the other half. And today, they sang the full lyric together. If true, this wasn't a random moment. It was a reunion meticulously planted years ago, a callback to something only they understood. Within minutes of the live stream going viral, social media lit up with clues from the rest of BTS. Jimin posted a purple heart and a crying emoji on his private Weverse account. RM shared a screenshot of his 2017 playlist with Spring Day circled in red, and the caption, "Some songs never get old, some brothers never part." Jungkook,
He didn't say a word, but he liked 3 fan edits of Jin and Taehyung at the gate, each captioned, "The Legends Return." And Suga? He simply posted, "I knew they'd do it." A single sentence, but enough to send the internet spiraling. Does this mean they all knew? Was this day circled on a secret Bangtan calendar for months, even years? Looking back now, the signs were there. In Jin's post-discharge interview where he said, "I'll be waiting at the gates for them, one by one." In Taehyung's military letters where he wrote, "Don't miss me too much, I'll come back with the sound you love." In the way Spring Day never left their set lists, never faded from ARMY playlists, never stopped trending every February. It was never just a song, it was a vow. So when Jin and Taehyung sang it together,